if I have one sold to multiple ship-tos, suppose if a distributor is there and there will be end customers, 10 of them they will be servicing, and I want to create that distributor as a sold to and 10 ship-tos, how do we...
You need to create first of all 10 business partners, right? Similar to in ECC also. In ECC also, if you are creating 10 different ship-to, you need to have 10 different customers created, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So same thing you have to do here. So you have to create a ship to party as a business partner grouping, which will be assigned 1:1 into the ship to party as account group. Okay, so you will be creating all that 10, and then you will be creating sold to party as a customer, and in the partner functions, business partner functions, you'll be assigning that ship to parties. Similar to what you are doing in ECC, only thing is instead of account group, you will be selecting the business partner grouping here, and you will be following the new way of creating the customer.
And got a question, then we can have a different number range as well based on the account group, right? For the grouping.
Definitely. Definitely.
So sold to and ship to, bill to pay, we can have a different number range as well.
Definitely. See, what you are going to do is, if I give you the simple example, in ECC, you already have, let's talk about the conversion now. Let's forget about the new implementation. For example, if you are already using 4 account groups, customer account groups with the defined set of number ranges. So what you can do is, in parallel to whatever you have the account groups in your ECC system, you will create the business partner groupings 1:1, and you will provide the same number range into your business partner groupings. Okay, maybe the customers which are already used that you skip, and you will create a new number ranges so that whenever a new business partner is generated, it is having the same number as customer.
Yep.
Okay, anyways, we are going to discuss this in detail when we talk about the conversion, but this is how it works. So if you have 10 different customer account groups, you need to have 10 different business partner groupings also.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but while creating 11, one distributor and 10 ship-tos, I'll be creating 11 business partners and 11 customers, and only we assign the partner functions, 10 of them to one sold to. That's how it is, or the role is different for a ship-to versus sold to?
No, role is not different. Role is not different.
Okay.
Role is only one. Only the business partner grouping is different.
Oh, which grouping I'll use for sold to versus ship-to?
Which grouping? You need to create the groupings 1:1. So for sold to, you will be creating a separate business partner grouping, and for ship to, again, you will be creating a separate business partner grouping.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let me now talk about... Yes,
so Standard SAP never provided grouping like that, right? Sold to and ship to, separate ones?
Yeah, from the business partner grouping point of view, they are not provided. But we can always create that. That is not an issue.
Okay.
It's like a standard, what we can do, like a sold to can have a number range of 1, ship to can have a 1-2, and if you can plant, we can have a, say, 1-3, and if we have a bill to pair, you can have an external number range of anything. It could be the same, we can assign the same number range to business partner, which will go to the customer.
Exactly.
Gaurav, what are the standard BP roles for vendor?
For vendor, there are 2, FLVN00 and FLVN01. FLVN00 is for company code data, and FLVN01 is for the purchasing organization data. Okay, let me just answer 1 or 2 questions from the chat. There are a lot of questions on the chat screen now. So we'll go one by one. Arijit has asked earlier, I think he must have got his answer by now. If you are creating the customer, will it not be under person? It will be, yeah, it will be under organization always. Whenever you are creating the customer and vendor, it will be always under the organization. Which table stores the customer information? I'm coming to it. How do we now maintain partner functions? I think you got the answer, Sharmila. Can I have customer with different account groups? Like, again, you got the answer, I think. Will grouping control any of the field? Yes, this is something which I need to discuss. Okay, let me just discuss that first. So now, when I am, for example, if I create a new organization again, I think I am in 1610, better to go for 1511. So I think this is 1511. Can you see? Yes, this is 1511. Okay, so now let's, if I click on organization, data has been changed. You want to save? No. Yeah. So for example, if I create the business partner under this role, VP role, you can see the house number, city, all these things are not mandatory. Okay. But if I change this to, let's say, FLCU01 or 00, see the difference. There are a lot of things, lot of fields which will become mandatory. So how this is controlled? Are they controlled based on the role? The answer is no. They are not based on the role. They are based on the account group of the customer. Okay, so what is happening? As soon as you select FLCU00, and by this grouping, system is automatically determining the customer account group. And in the customer account group, we already have the field control, which is defining whether a particular field is mandatory or not. So based on that, it is asking you the mandatory information.
And this,
So
must,
again,
be
this is
controlled
something.
by, this must be controlled by config, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Whatever configuration you were controlling earlier. So for example, if I go for, see, normally it was controlled from here within the financial accounting. ARAP defines screen per company code and defines screen per activity, right? So if you are creating the customer accounting view, then what is the information which is mandatory? You define from here, right? So what is happening in the background is, whenever you are selecting a particular role, business partner role, and the grouping, based on this, the customer account grouping is getting determined. And based on that grouping, system is asking you that this field is mandatory or that particular thing is mandatory or not.
I'm a little lost here, Gaurav. Are you telling that the same old ECC grouping settings
Yes,
will work?
yes,
So,
yes, same
and
old
what is the,
groupings.
so what is the mapping between the business partner grouping and the grouping here? How does system know, or is there a mapping somewhere configuration?
Yes, yes. That is the first mapping that we are seeing. You may have missed that. So it is here in the.
All right, okay. Yeah. That is not just for number range, but also the linking the business partner grouping and the customer grouping itself. Account
That
group.
is mainly, yes, that is
Right,
mainly for groupings, yes.
Yeah,
This one.
correct. Okay, got it. Yeah, got it. Okay, yeah. So basically, half the configuration is here, and the rest of it is like the standard ECC anyway.
Yeah, see what is happening is the screen, yes, the screen which is now controlling the master data is business partner screen. But once it is identifying, once it is determining the account group of the customer, then the number range, the field control, everything is coming from the last configuration, old configuration, I mean.
Since we are here, I wanted to ask the questions in the end, but just one question here, which is more relevant. So you know, the credit management is one other big piece which is changing to FSCM. Correct? And the credit control area, and in your standard configuration, the configuration that you created, you did not create the credit control area. I'm assuming that is because it's called credit segment in the new world, in the FSCM.
No. Credit control area is still required. I have not created because when we will discuss credit management, it will make more sense, because if I do it now,
Fine.
you may get the field when I configure the credit management that we are not configured. That is the reason I just kept it is, but that will be really required. Credit control area is still required.
Okay, can you go back to the BP, one of the customers that you're looking at, and billing tab especially?
Sorry, where you want me to go?
Yeah, the BP screen 2021, yeah, customer, and if you can to the sales area view, and within
Okay,
that,
so-
there is a,
Yeah, so for that you need to select FLCU01. See one thing, currently if I am going to FLCU00 FI customer, you are able to see the sales and distribution, which is wrong. This is someone has changed the standard one. Normally in FI customer, you'll be only able to see company code, and in FLCU01, it will only display sales and distribution. So always go for FLCU01 if you are updating the sales and distribution view. Yes.
I'll come to that. Okay, so billing tab, please.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, yeah, the credit control, yeah, we can see it here, still see it here. Okay, that is good.
No, but even if you are able to see it here, this is not going to work because that is a separate configuration altogether. This is coming from the old credit management.
Correct. So ideally, we should hide this in the new
Yes.
S4HANA world. If you go there, you should hide it on that account
Yes.
group. Correct?
Yes,
Okay.
you're right. Yeah.
I can see a tab there, button there, relationships. I'm assuming that is a relationship between the business partner, customer, and vendor. All the BP roles
No.
are declared. Is that right? No?
No,
What is that?
no. If you remember, we started off with three different things: the group, the organization, and the person.
Right. Or that's the relationship,
Right?
is it?
That is the relationship, yes, which is not
Oh.
relevant to us.
Right. Okay.
Sharmila,
Sorry.
Yeah, Sharmila.
Still there is some confusion on one of the linkage. So based on the grouping, we determine the business partner number range. Then based on the business partner role, okay, there is something account group is linked, and you have a config where business grouping and the account group are linked, and we find the number range. But say for one grouping, I have multiple business partner roles. Okay, say vendor, customer. So how that role is linked to the customer account group only, and how, I mean, when I'm selecting vendor, there may be this vendor role is assigned to one account group which belongs to vendor. Then if I select business partner or customer, it will be assigned to some other account group. So where is that linkage?
Yes. See, it is a combination of both. For example, if I am in FLCU01, then obviously I am considering the business partner grouping to the customer account group because I am in the BP role customer. Okay, so it will go to the account group of the customer, not for the vendor. But if I change this to vendor, then obviously it will go for the vendor account group, which is linked to this business partner grouping. So it is not only this business partner grouping, it is a combination of which role you are creating and under which grouping you are creating.
So is that stored under some table? I mean, like grouping plus role is equal to my this account group.
Not required, because see, you need to understand this thing. If you have this grouping assigned to your customer account group, there is no need of separate table because this is determining from the system itself. There is not a single table which will tell you all these three groupings. But this is obvious because whenever we are selecting the role of customer, this will obviously go into the customer account group. It will not go to the it will not go to the vendor account group. So it is always based on this role that this grouping will be checked in the configuration.
Can you show me the group and the role linkage?
Group and the role linkage. Which group are you talking about? The business partner grouping or this one?
Say suppose for 0001 grouping, there may be having multiple business partner roles defined.
No. We are defining it here. Whatever roles you want to define, you are defining it here. There is no combination of this anywhere in the system that you can configure. Why do you want to configure? Can you tell me the scenario why you are looking for this combination?
So suppose I go for the Z creation of the grouping.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that Z grouping, I may be having different kind of business partner role, not the standard one which SAP has provided.
So you want to restrict the business partner roles for a particular account groupings, you mean to say, business partner groupings.
So there would be some linkage, right? Where for this grouping, I have this many number of the partner roles.
Yes, we can define that, but see, okay, let me just show you. We can definitely define that for a particular, let's say for a particular business partner grouping, I don't want anyone to create this business partner role. I want to restrict that. That is possible, but why do you think that will be required in our case? Because in our case, we are only bothered about creation of customer and vendor.
Just to simplify, not to confuse, I mean from the user experience, if I am only from the regrouping, only two roles which needs to be, for which it will be creating. I don't want my drop down list to be so big.
Gaurav, there could be a scenario when only the customer which is only created with the company code one, they shouldn't have access for the sales order one. The customer who should have the sales order, they shouldn't have the company code data. So that could be a scenario, could be. So with the roles, you can, control that.
Yes, okay. So let me just show you here the controlling of business partner roles with business partner groupings. So these are my business partner roles. Okay, and these are my numberings. What is this PP role groupings? No, this is something else. Okay, let me just check this because I have not explored this particular configuration, but yes, if this is definitely going to be there, but where exactly is that? I just need to find it out.
Gaurav, if you go to the node, which is basically BP role groupings, can you see in the business partner roles, basic settings, business partner roles, yeah.
Okay.
If you go to the define BP role grouping itself.
No, these groupings are different. I think it is not
No.
the same.
If you go to the sub node there within the node that is currently selected, that is the one. So for example, if you choose SL, what was that? SL02 or something like whatever it is. So this is the, I think. So logically speaking, that link has to be there, as in the relationship between the BP role itself and the account group, which is the BP grouping. Sorry. So that link has to be there. I think Sharmila is right. Otherwise, how would anyone control what is displayed, what has to be displayed, what roles, BP roles have to be displayed per grouping?
Okay. Yeah, let me check. Definitely it should be there, but let me just check where exactly that is available.
I mean, this probably isn't the node, I don't know, but looks like based on the description, I can see there is a grouping and a role.
Yes, description wise, it is looking like that, but actually speaking, this is just the roles. You can see when I'm going inside, this is just showing me the roles. Okay, let me just find it out. Instead of doing R&D now, I'll just try to find it.
Yeah, sorry. What is the role grouping that we had there? 001, for example. I can't see the list.
Yes, we have 001. So that is something which we need to find out because this is the grouping 001. So how this is assigned to business partner role, that is something we need to check it out. I'll do that. Offline, I'll do that. Okay. Okay, let me now just talk about the table level. So normally in ECC for customer, we had different kind of tables like KNA1, which was used for storing the general data of the customer, KNB1, which was used for the customer master data at the company code level, and there was a table for the sales organization level. Similarly, for vendor also, we had 3 different tables, LFA1, LFB1, and LFM1. So all these tables are available as it is. There is no change in the table. So for example, if I go for the table KNA1 for the customer that we just created, customer number 126, you will find that this is still available in the same way. I think this is with system. I'm not sure. Just give me a minute. Let me just go here. Let's see, 16. KNA1 and customer number 126. Okay, you can see it is created in the same way as it was updated earlier. So whatever data you mentioned in the business partner general data, let me show you where exactly. So here in the business partner screen, whatever data you entered here in the general data screen, you will find that information is available here. Okay, and whatever data you updated in the business partner company code details, that you will find in KNB1, which is for the company code data. So if I go for again 126, you will be able to see the same data with all the details like reconciliation account, payment terms, whatever you enter, that is still available. What is the third table? I don't remember the KN what? For customer, I mean?
KNBV.
KNVV, yes. KNVV.
So, I have a question.
Gaurav, what is the intention of doing all this from SAP Dynamics?
Yeah, as I told you, the intention is to centralize the master data. Currently, we have separate master data for ECC, separate master data for CRM, SRM, EWM, not EWM exactly, but FSCM. So we have 2 sets of master data. All these applications like CRM, SRM, they use the master data from business partner, while the ECC application was using the master data independently. So now when the plan is to bring all these applications into one common platform, this is just the starting point. so that everything should be available at one common place.
Including the FSCM. That brings to my one of my other questions, Gaurav.
Yeah.
So there is also something called validity periods here in the business partner on the screen. I'm interested to know where can that be configured. So one of the business case out of my imagination is I can have a customer who is at the address 1 now, okay, and he can move to a new address. I know already that in 3 months' time the address will change. I can always change it, but usually in large organizations there is too much of bureaucracy, approvals, etc. for address change, and that change itself takes a lot of approvals, lot of and being global data, address data, it takes a lot of approvals, etc. Which you can do pre-agree, and you can have the address validity there. If you go back to your BP screen,
Yes.
my question was, I know it is one of the things is addresses. The validity period, is it applicable to all the data across the business partner, customer, vendor, or is it just the address data? Or what is
It is just the address data. It is just the address data.
All right. Okay. Let's go back to the tables.
Yep. Okay, so
on the tables itself, sorry, I know there is a BUT 000 table, which is for the business partner. Now these are they views or these are CDS views or are they actual tables? KNVB and KNVB?
No, I'm coming to it. These are all the standard tables as of today also. They are not the views. See, first of all, just try to understand why SAP has converted some of the tables as views. Okay. The tables which are converted as the views are mainly the tables which are storing the repetitive data. So do you think that the tables like KNA1, KNB1, KNBB, they are repeating the data? No, they are holding the data which is stored at one common place. The examples, like if you are aware of the SAP tables, like you must be aware of financial tables like BSIK, BSID, BSAD. These are the repetitions, and that is the reason they are converted as the views. Okay. Even in sales also, there are some tables. I'll tell you when we discuss about the simplification in the data model. So there are, yes. But other than that, the standard tables that we are talking about from the master data point of view, all these standard tables are available, but we also need to understand now, because business partner has been added. So what is the table for business partner, and where exactly is the link between my customer and business partner? These are the two questions which should come to your mind.
Yeah,
so yes, you already told BUT 000. This is the master data table for the business partner. This is the general data. Okay, so now if I enter this 2021 here, which is the business partner we just created, it will give me the master data information for a particular business partner. But this will not give me the information like which customer is assigned with this particular business partner. If I want to have a link between my customer and business partner, it is not directly available in one table. I need to have a join of two tables. Okay, what is the second table? Second table I'll show you, but this is the reference key which will connect my this business partner table to the customer number. So then another table which is used for the integration between customer and business partner is CVI, which is customer vendor integration, underscore CUST, which is customer and underscore link. Again, these are not the new tables. These are the traditional tables which are available in ECC also, which were just to make sure that the link is created between the customer and the business partner. So if you provide the business partner GUID here, it will give you the customer number, which customer belongs to this particular business partner. So similar to customer link, there is another table called as CVI underscore vend underscore link, VEND, which will provide you the link between your business partner and your vendor. Right? So these are the table level. Yeah.
But I mean, with so many simplifications, I wonder why they did not combine all this into one table. Just have two more fields on B200 with customer.
Yeah, one of the reason which I think is it is not only customer and vendor. You are seeing there are a lot of different roles in business partner. So they cannot think of only bringing the customer and vendor information in one table. They need to think about all the roles having the connection in one table. So that is something which is difficult to do, and that is the reason I think they are still not done. So but otherwise, if it is only
for each link we have a table then. So are we saying that so CV underscore cust under or vend underscore link is for customer vendor. So for each of the other roles, do you know the tables? I mean, you don't have to know everything, but I'm just asking if you know that each of them is a table, is it? All of the links?
No, Yeah, CVI stands for customer vendor integration. So
Okay.
it cannot be for other roles, but definitely for other roles where there is a combination, there must be some tables which are connecting the roles, which are connecting the different applications with the business partner.
Okay. So is that not, I was hoping, is that not displayed in the BP screen itself somewhere where I can see that this is my business partner number, this is the customer number, this is the vendor number, etc. No such link in the, like your document flow or a purchase order history in MM. Is that not available in the BP screen itself?
No, in the BP screen itself, I don't know what you mean. Just let me just open this. So for example, if, where is that? Yes. So if I go to the BP screen, okay, and if you want to know for a particular business partner, let's say for business partner number 2021, which is the customer and which is the vendor, that you'll be only able to find in this FLCU 00 and in the company code segment. So it will give you both the numbers.
Right, so I have to switch to each of the BP role screen to actually look at the link between the business partner and customer and vendor, is it?
No. If you go to FLCU 00 or you go to FLVN 00, you will get both the links. You don't need to go for FLVN 00 to find.
Fine, okay, correct. So is that not a, so for example, here, okay, I know majorly this suffices all the customer, vendor and business partner link, but there can be other roles, right? There can be businesses which use other roles as well. Is there, in the screen, is that not available in one place, or is there a report that shows all these links? See, I would not expect the users to go and start checking the tables, right, for example.
No, but let me tell you one thing. See, although we are creating the business partners, we are not going to use this business partner anywhere in our transactions. Only in credit management reporting, we will need the business partner number. Otherwise, whenever you are doing the sales order, whenever you are doing the purchasing, everything, whatever transactions you do in sales and purchase, you are not bothered about the business partner at all. Right? You are only worried about the customer number. And even if you don't remember the customer number, let's say, for example, you created a customer and now you don't remember the business partner number, how are you going to come here in this business partner master data screen? So these old transactions like XK01 or XT03 and XK03, they are still available, XD03, and you can enter 126, but automatically it will redirect to the business partner. So that is also something which you don't need to remember each time.
Okay. So that is a very interesting point we got on the FSCM part. So yes, as long as I'm a very specific sales user, I'm not bothered about the business partner as such. But there is always a link when it comes to credit management, right? Especially the FSCM part.
Yes, credit management, there is a definitely link.
So we can talk about that later probably. Once we go to the FSCM reports and settings, etc. There.
Yes, definitely.
The link between business partner and customer, or even not vendor, but customer basically.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? Let me see. Yes.
What about the vendor master function modules? The creation of vendor master, creation of customer master. So is it a new function module now?
No. See, in the background, it will call the same function module. Whatever applications were being used earlier, they will be used. Only thing is, it will not directly call because it will be called from the transaction BP. Other than that, whatever the different technical objects are available, that will remain as it is.
So if I'm creating, say, a vendor master or a customer master using, say, a function module for my load, so it should work. Is that what you're saying?
No. It will not work because it should come from the functional module of business partner. If you directly create a customer, that is not going to work because that is not supported anymore.
Okay.
So did you say those function models cease to exist?
Functional modules will be existing, but you cannot call them directly.
What do you mean? Sorry. So I mean, I don't know who that was, but that is a valid question. So there are many programs. For example, there can be a front end that is actually creating a customer, for example, in a FMCG or retail setup. Okay, and that is calling the BAPI, customer create or vendor create, for example. So do you know if the custom function modules are changing? Are they being? Is there a tool provided by SAP to automatically kind of, let's say, change the code, etc.? How does it? Do you know?
Yes. See, whatever changes are available, the SAP has done that simplification. So by default, whenever you will be using that tools from the technical level also, they will not be supported. Maybe there will be definitely some changes into it, but yes, they will not allow you to process the transactions from the backend also.
Okay. Now that brings me to my other question, IDOCs, big topic, DevMas, Cremas, etc. What happens to those? So there are many
IDOCs, yes, IDOCs, there are very much restrictions on IDOCs in 15.11 and 16.10. 15.11, it is very difficult. They were not supported itself in 15.11. In 16.10, although they are supported, but there are some restrictions. So we are going to talk about that in detail.
Okay, all right, I'll hold on.
Yep.
Sorry, if again, sorry, last question. So we know in our standard ECC we can play with the screen exits, adding new fields, blah blah. In fact, many large organizations I've worked with, we have screens and additional screens and as well as additional fields that are very, very important for them. How do you know how that does work in the S4HANA space?
It will work because see, whatever changes you were doing, the traditional GUI is also available as of now. We can see we are doing the transactions from the traditional GUI itself, and there is another option of using the Fiori screens. So it depends upon you where you want to add these fields, whether you want to add these fields in the traditional GUI. In that case, you will be using the same ABAP logic that we were using earlier. If you want to use the new fields onto SAP Fiori, then apart from ABAP in the background, you also need to add that new fields in the Fiori screen also.
Exactly.
But definitely
So
that is possible.
like, it's just a front end. It's just a reflection of what we. So I mean, I can add a field there using UEFI, and that need not be really be converting to functionality. That's not the idea, right? So Fiori is just a reflection of. So the functionality has to be added into the standard GUI anyway, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So just one question. Did you work on a migration? So new implementation is probably easier because new implementation is greenfield. That's fine. But migration is, I think most of us come from an experience working with SAP clients. So and greenfield is not an answer for them. At least clients I work with are huge, large. Greenfield is not an answer for them. The only answer for them is migration. So do you know, if I know this is one of the CVI is one of the prerequisites to even to move to S4 HANA. So there are custom fields, custom screens, etc. So they will work as is in S4 HANA. Is that what you're saying?
Sharmila, can you just mute yourself? Yes, Raghu. Yes, the custom codes that you already written, they will work as it is wherever possible, but there are some places where you need to perform the adjustment. So that anyways, conversion is a complete topic that we are going to discuss towards the end of the course. So not only the conversion of the custom objects, we need to also talk about how are we going to convert our existing customers and vendors into the business partners. Currently what we've seen, we created a new business partner directly, but we need to worry about from the conversion point of view of converting the existing customers and vendors. So all that things we'll be seeing in detail.
So there is a topic for that. Okay, all right, I'll hold my fire.
The Arijit is asking the customer account group whether it is available in the business partner screen. I am not able to find it. Maybe you can try it and I'll also try, but I don't think that is available anywhere in the business partner screen.
Table, it is there.
Table, yes, table definitely it is there, but from the front end point of view, I need to check because this is the question which even the last batch persons asked and I was trying to do that, but I don't think it is possible, but I'll check that.